What's going on, everybody? So we got another vehicle. Yeah, I needed another one like I needed a hole in the head. But you know what? I've never had anything like this. And yes, the other day was my birthday. So you know what? Yeah. So let's get this thing out of the box and let's check it out. Cool. So went ahead and got it out of the box. And I have to tell you, I'm really impressed. Now, I've been messing around with it a little bit to try to get an idea of this because I wanted to give you guys an honest kind of first impression video of this truck because I've never owned anything like this. I've done a lot of research, learned a lot about it, but I'm in no way an expert. So we're going to do a lot of videos on this Trail Finder 2, upgrading it, messing around with it and everything like that. But let me just show you a few things that did come in the box that might be of interest to anybody who buys one of these. First off, you get some batteries with it. This is a true ready to run. So out of the box, you can run it. You get these cool RC4 drive AA batteries. I was hoping the package would be in a little better shape, but you know, I might keep those. I don't most of my radios either use AAAs for my little trucks or whatever. I don't use a lot of those. Now, here's one kind of cool thing. It did come with this big Silica Pack instead of the real little ones. Now, the only reason this is kind of cool is now if you have animals, make sure you throw this away. These are poisonous to animals. But I use these for all kinds of stuff. You know, I'll throw these in my ammo can or something that my batteries in to keep moisture out of them. So it's kind of a cool little thing I can repurpose. You do get a nice big sticker sheet and a couple of other things. You do get this little piece right here. You get this little sticker sheet right here that has 4 little mirrors on it. To kind of go on the side mirrors. It's nice that they give you 2 extra too in case these come off. They don't stick great. If mine come off, I'll probably put a little dab of E6000 or something behind that to help out with that. Now you get a bunch of these Marlin Crawler stickers. Now I'm probably not going to use these because yeah, this is a Marlin Crawler, but I'm not going to badge it up like the Marlin. I'm sort of going to make this kind of my own kind of take on a truck I would have. Not necessarily I would have driven back when I was younger and I really wanted an old school Toyota truck, but kind of an idea of what something I would build. Another thing it comes with is this JST Splitter. Now I'll show you when we take the top off. The Outcry ESC on this does have an external. It doesn't really have an external beck. It's a beck that's built into the ESC. However, it does have an external plug that you can plug stuff into it. Like, you know, if you want to plug a winch or something like that into it. So this will plug into that if you want to plug fans or something up, lights, whatever. You know, you do have that option. So they give you that. It's a nice little thing to have, and I'll show you guys that when we do take the top off. The other thing, now I have already switched the radio out. Here is the receiver that it comes with, just a cheap little 3-channel receiver. They do also give you a bind plug. Now, after we go over kind of an overview of the truck, we'll talk about some of the pros and cons, and we'll get into this radio. We'll talk more about this in a second. But let's take a look at the TF2, kind of give you guys an overview of it. Now, the Marlin, the reason I think this is one of the better values in the RC4WD Trail Finder 2 family is if you're gonna buy one, now you can get a kit. The kit is gonna come with the Mojave 2 body and everything like that. You can do your own painting. This is a hard body. It's a hard ABS, so it's not really a Lexan. It's a hard body. So that's pretty cool. Now, the truck, if you get the kit version, you'll have to buy your own electronics. Now, one of the reasons I got the ready to run was where I don't see really well. A lot of you guys don't know, I have some vision problems. Building a kit, it's hard. I got to get somebody to kind of help me with like instructions, blah, blah, stuff like that. I don't know. I just wanted to get into this first thing with this. I'm going to tear it apart anyway and redo it. But I actually have a Tamiya kit that was the first vehicle I ever owned. And I'm going to use the motor and ESC and the parts out of this. I'm going to scavenge the parts out of this and use it on that build. So I do have something to do with it. And I really actually like the Marlin. Comes with some upgrades out of the box, even though some of them I won't use. So let's talk about what is different about a Marlin versus, say, if you bought the Ready to Run Midnight Edition, something like that. So starting at the front. Now, if you get one of the standard Ready to Run trucks, I believe they come with a plastic front bumper. This is actually going to come with the Marlin metal winch front bumper. So you do have, it is drilled out here for a winch. So and it is the steel front Marlin bumper. It is very nice, very strong. It does stick out a little bit, but it doesn't really, you know, it does take away some approach angle, but if you're going for raw performance, change it. But if you're going for kind of that scale look and the Marlin look, it's still a cool bumper out of the box. Now, the other thing that this does that the standard trail finder doesn't do is, if you notice right here, right below the grill, the body is cut. Now, your standard Hilux, your standard Toyota truck, or the body does have that chrome factory bumper that comes around. It does drop down a little farther like a valance in the front. That gives you that little bumper. This is actually, it's trimmed off. So just realize that if you're going for that kind of old school scale appearance, this is trimmed. It does not have inner fenders. You can add those. The Marlin Crawler does have these 1.7 stamped steel beadlocks. It's a chrome wheel. It's a steel beadlock with these red beadlock rings. Now, these are 1.7 inch wheels. Your standard TF2 is going to come with 1.55s. This comes with the IROC tires. These are Class 1 capable. This truck is Class 1 legal for Sorca. So these tires stand up at 4.19 inches, so you're just below what is Sorca legal. If you look in here, you do have the scale shock, the scale shocks in here. They are I want to say they're the 90 millimeter. They're the longer shocks, and I'll show you when we take the body off. But it does have the Gelande 2 shock hoops in the front, so it does have those upgraded shock hoops that a lot of people do in the front anyway. It does have plastic sliders on the side, just like a lot of them do. It does have mirrors. It has a dash with steering wheel, so that's kind of cool. It does have, so the Marlin, the Marlin Crawler does come with this Marlin Crawler rear, and that's plastic, but it does come with this nice modeled after the Marlin actual Crawler roll bar in the bed. It does have a drop bed. As you can see, it does have a full drop bed in it. I think all the TF2s have that. Don't quote me. This one's painted black already to give it kind of that real look. What else? It does have a bob bed. So the bed back here is actually shorter. So it is a shortened bed. The frame rails are shortened about 1/4 of an inch. I don't know if that will affect anything. Say if you wanted to change the body later. Honestly, if you're really curious about that, either check the forums or you might want to send a question over to email service@rc4WD.com. They'll be able to get back to you really quick and answer any of your questions. So leaf spring truck all around, so that definitely gives you some more scale points. It's not going to drive as well as your Link truck, obviously, having the leaf springs, but it is going to drive more like a real truck. This is a scale realistic truck, so you know you're going to sacrifice some performance for that scale look. Now going back here, it does have tail light buckets in it, has headlight buckets, marker light buckets. It does have this plastic rear bumper. I think this is probably going to need to be changed. It's not going to be that strong. I'm probably going to put A&M Garage parts on this one. So we'll talk about upgrades at the end of the video real quick. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom here. Hopefully this is coming across. I don't have a lot of the lights on because it just drowns out. But it does, the Marlin Crawler does have the delrin flat skid. This is the upgraded skid from RC4WD drive, so it doesn't hang down as low. It still hangs down a little bit here because theirs doesn't really raise the transfer case up like the A&M Garage one does, but it does have that upgraded center section. And all these upgrades are stuff most people will do out of the box anyway, so that's why I think the Marlin is kind of the way to go. Even if you don't like the red, you can paint this. Now, if you paint one of these, you got to paint it on the outside more like automotive paint. And if we ever paint one of these, we'll go over that. I've got some ideas on how to do that, how to, kind of sand it down and clear coat it and actually make it look real. So, but it is a very nice, very nice body. So, let's go ahead and get the body off, and we'll talk about, while we're doing that, we're going to talk about one of the kind of drawbacks to the TF2. Now, to take the body off, you have to take these two screws out here on the side, and you do have body clips back here in the bed. So that's really not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so you don't have to watch me do that. Okay, cool. So, got the hardware out of it. Let's go ahead and pop the body off of it. Set the chassis over here, and let's talk about the body real quick. I don't want this video to run too long, but I want to give you guys some highlights here. Turn the overhead light on here. Hopefully it doesn't wash out too bad. Let's see. Yeah, that might work a little better. Okay, so body is pretty heavy. Like I said, hard body. You can cut the hood out. You cut the doors if you want. Tons of options here to give you, things you want to do. Light buckets built into this. It does have the round headlights. You can get covers to make these a square lights depending on what year model you're going to. This is loosely based around it's about as close to an 83 Toyota as you can get. You can get a chrome grille. If you notice real close, I don't know if it's going to come across on camera, but there's actually looks like a radiator back there. That's really cool. It is trimmed, like I said right here. The body is trimmed and the bed is bobbed. Moving along back here, you do have the Marlin Crawler roll bar. You can get metal ones. They don't make an exact metal one of this. I wish they would because I think it's cool looking, but there are options out there if you're looking for a few more scale points. If not, the plastic one works fine. It's very rigid. It will do its job. You do get your chrome door handles and stuff here. It does come in the box with the parts if you wanted to take the bed off. It does come with a back cab so that you could run a flat bed, a tube bed, whatever you want in the back. So you can disassemble and actually take the bed off. It is two separate pieces if you wanted to do that. So all in all, a very, very nice body. Does have the windshield wipers and stuff. So, one of the reasons I bought that truck was for the body. Definitely wanted it. Oh, let me show you one more thing too. On the Marlin, you do not get the tie-down hooks. They've shaved those off. On the kit and stuff, you'll notice even the Midnight, it does have, looks like the little almost like boat anchor, tie down things on a dock that comes off the side of the bed. Those are not included on this body. No big deal, just to let you know that is a difference. So let's talk about the chassis here real quick and give you some pros and cons, a quick overview of it. Like I said, full leaf spring chassis, front mounted motor, metal bumper up here. So you can actually do some cutting and clock the motor on this to actually do a motor drop in it if you want to get that center of gravity down. I might do that. I did order a CC hand servo mount that goes right here to actually allow me to possibly run a servo winch if I want right here. If I can fit it, maybe I'll put the Reefs Micro. Who knows what I'll do. If I'll change the bumper, yet to be determined. We'll check that out in upcoming videos. It does have the Yoda 2 metal, very, very scale axles. It does have the Gelande 2 front shock hoops. You can see here the tall arched shock hoops on this. So it is giving you the better shock hoops than the kit. And a lot of people are doing this upgrade out of the box. And it does have the longer shocks on it. It does have these super soft red leaf springs on it. They're not painted the red color, but it is the super soft springs. I took 2 of them out of the front. I'm going to put them back in. I haven't even driven this that much, and it is very, very soft. So we're definitely going to have to, I might even put standard bruiser, Tamiya bruiser springs or something on here, we'll see how these break in if they get too soft. But it's definitely a soft suspension. But like I said, you want to take these shocks off at the top, unscrew them, and take the internal springs out of those shocks right away. No matter what Trail Finder 2 you get, you need to go ahead and do that. A little bit of a con to this truck is the servo. The twister servo, they say it's high torque. It sucks. It's a standard ready to run servo. Very weak. It gets the job done, but it is weak. Just be mindful of that. You've got a fuel cell back here, which does get you some scale points. Your receiver is in there. Real quick, let's take a look at the factory radio. I did pull the receiver out. I went ahead and changed all that out. Here's your factory radio. It is a standard ready-to-run radio. It feels pretty cheap. It does have a lot of adjustments up here, though. I'll give it that. It looks a little old school. It does have a foam grip. You can't drive it one-handed, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's not great. You know, nice little switch here, place to put your thumb. So it is ergonomic. I'll give it that. It does have good adjustments. So for a ready-to-run radio, I mean, if you're spoiled on radios, you're going to think it's junk. But, you know, for a ready-to-run guy, somebody getting into this, it's not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible either. You know, it's a ready-to-run radio. ESC over here, the Outcry 2. I don't know if this is going to come across on camera, but right here, right there's a little plug. If you pull that plug out, that is basically your BEC. That's where you'll plug in that wire if you want to power fans, whatever. Basically, it's an external power source. You could power a winch off of it as long as it wasn't too powerful. I don't know what the internal specs are on this. It's probably not bad. I'm assuming this probably does about what a Hobbywing 1060 will do. Not a bad ESC. It's really not. The only thing, I said this is ready to run. Now, here's the biggest thing. I got this strapped in here. They send you a nickel metal battery. I don't know why in the hell they do this. Not many people run a nickel metal anymore. I can use this in my Tamiya CC01 because it takes more of these round packs. Fine, I've got a use for it. I'm going to put these electronics in that build just because it's not really something I'm going to drive. It's more for a nostalgia build. It does have this old school Tamiya plug on it, this old school T-style plug. The early 90s called and they want their connectors back, RC4WD drive. Put Deans on or something. Either don't send a battery or send a LiPo. You can put a small LiPo in there for not a lot. I don't know why on such a nice truck they're doing nickel metal. That is like my biggest complaint on this truck is that connector and a LiPo. I mean, nobody runs these connectors anymore. Like, nobody. Like, I mean, these are on my Baja trucks. I mean, this is what I think when I think of old HPI Baja and Nitro trucks. Like, yeah, like, no use in it. Battery tray can be flipped. If you notice here, you do have a scale transfer case, so that will get you some scale points. Nice metal shaft here between the two, which brings me to my next complaint. Shafts. These Punisher shafts they put in with these plastic shafts are junk. You might get 10 minutes at them, you might get 5 hours, but these are going to break. They're gonna break. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They are going to break. So just plan on upgrading that out of the box. I wish they'd just charge $20 or $30 more for the truck and go ahead and include those. Leave the battery out, charge me a few more bucks, and give me decent shafts. There you go. That's what I wish they would do. Other than that, it is very solid. You know, it's a little bouncy, but it's a leaf spring truck. You could add some oil to these if you wanted. We'll play around with that and see. But all in all, it's a very nice truck. Now, is it worth $500? To me, yes. I'm into scale. I don't know if you're looking for all-out performance. No, it's not the most well-formed. But if you're looking for a scale rig, yeah, it's probably worth the money. It's a little overpriced. Everything RC4 Drive makes is. One thing I will tell you, if you are going to get one of these trucks, is if you're going to get one of these trucks, get good tools. MIP or Vanquish tools. I ordered another screw kit just to have on hand. RC4 Drive screws are notoriously soft. and they're somewhere between metric and imperial. Yeah, so just plan on having good tools. I'm just going to say that. Upgrades. Let's talk about upgrades we're going to do real quick. So I did order A&M Garage skids. I did order A&M Garage center transmission plate, plus 4mm shackle flip. I'm not fucking around with those Z boxes and all that. I ain't going to do that. We have a Fusion 1800 kV motor to go in it. A few other little bits and bobs here. We've got the Power Shift RC LED kit to go in it. RC4WD Drive makes an LED kit. I'll do a separate video on this. They do a kit, but the LEDs are like bright, like HID, the bluish. These are more the dirty, old school headlight look, you know, like you would think of in an old vehicle. So these should look a little better. More of a yellowish light, goldish yellowish light. A few scale accessories here. Anything else? Oh, got the Power Shift RC power amplifier. They're supposed to take receiver voltage and bump it up. I don't know how it does. I guess it's full of capacitors, but it does also allow me to turn my lights on and off via my transmitter. So that will be cool. Went ahead and got just one of the Amazon special 35 kg whatever servos. Nothing special, but it'll definitely work better. And for right now, that's the only thing I really have going on right now for it. Other stuff coming in. Like I said, I got incision drive shafts coming for it. One of the things that I will probably do a video on is changing out these mounts on the side to make this you can just drop the body on. So we'll take a look at that in later videos when we do some upgrades. But you guys go check out the links below for RC4WD Drive. Check out some of the forums. You can learn a lot about these, and I think they're an awesome trail truck. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.